Good morning, everyone, and welcome to What's New in Power BI, our webinar for the day. We're about to be joined by Bedad Benham, who is our Senior Business Consultant here at Acceleration. He's got over 10 years of business intelligence experience, so we're excited to have him join us here in just a moment. But before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping points to point out to everyone. If you have any questions today as we go through this webinar, feel free to type in questions in the left-hand side of your screen. We'll try to answer those throughout the day as we go. If we're right in the middle of a few things, give us a few seconds to catch up and get your question. But like I said, feel free to ask questions there. Just type them in. So also, before we get started, I want to give everyone just a real quick background on Acceleration. And obviously, that's the organization Bedad works with, or is with. So as you can see on this next slide here, Acceleration is a Microsoft Gold Managed Certified Partner. So we focus very heavily on the Microsoft technology stack, hence today's session today about Power BI. Founded in 2000 and headquartered in Irvine, California. So also, to give you a little background on some of the technologies we focus on really a lot of the Microsoft Cloud technologies. So you see Office 365, Azure, Skype for Business, SharePoint, both on-prem and in the cloud. Certainly OneDrive for Business, Exchange, Yammer, and there's a little wild card there, the Lotus Notes and Domino. That's kind of comes from Acceleration's history and having worked with a lot of workflow automation technologies. Then on the right side of the screen, you can see we're focused heavily around consulting, helping companies migrate from platforms to new platforms, from on-prem to cloud, also deploying new technologies. Heavily focused around application development, again, both on-prem and even in cloud and even hybrid environments. We're very familiar with enterprise platforms too and enterprise processes from the entire ITIL, from incident, problem, change, release management. And again, as you see, we finish off there. We're familiar with helping companies adopt a lot of those technologies and building training programs to support the adoption of these technologies. On the right side of the screen, too, you'll see, again, we've got a lot of Microsoft Gold competencies. So, again, just more credibility to today's session and what Bedad will be going through here in just a moment. So, with that, I'm going to turn the session over to Bedad and let him talk to you a little bit about the agenda for the day and jump right into Power BI. So, Bedad, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Brandon. Hi, everyone. This is Bedad Benham. As Brandon mentioned, I'm one of the senior business consultants here at Acceleration, focusing on Office 365 and BI in general. So today, I'm going to talk a little bit about Power BI, a couple of slides on that. Then we're going to jump into the demo, and at the end, we can answer any questions that you guys may have. So intro to Power BI. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Power BI. It started with Power View and Power Pivot in Excel, and now it's Power BI. So just give you an overview of what Power BI is. Power BI is actually a collection of different software services, applications, and connectors that lets you to connect to all sort of different data and make sense out of your data and give you the ability to create reports in order to answer different business questions or do any predictive analysis. Also, Power BI consists of three different sections. There's a Power BI desktop, which is a Windows or a desktop application. There is a SaaS service called Power BI Services, and also there is different apps for iOS, Android, and Windows, which called Power BI Mobile, which lets you to view all the reports and dashboards that you can view in Power BI Services or Power BI Desktop. Now, as far as talking about our demo, today my plan is to give you a high-level overview of Power BI Desktop and Power BI Service. Also walk you through different features of Power BI, like data sets, report, visualization, dashboard, and title through a demo, a business scenario demo. And then we can walk through it. I show you how you can connect to the databases, pull data, create visualization, and how to interact with the report in Power BI. And at the end, we can focus on through the same demo scenario, we can focus on some of the new features of Power BI, such as drill down, analytics pane, and different roles that you can assign for a report and use security. So now I know everyone more interested in the demo, so we're going to jump into the demo at this point. As I mentioned, we have Power BI services, which is a cloud services. Either you can get it standalone or as part of Office 365. I can sign into this application with my organization email address. And if you have other workload of Office 365, you get the same waffle menu here, which give you the capability to connect to all different sort of workload that you have in Office 365. And the other part I was mentioning is Power BI Desktop, which is the desktop application. It gives you more capabilities on creating reports and more functionalities and connecting to data. So just give you an overview. I start with Power BI Desktop. There is a section that you can bring your data. To bring your data, you click Get Data, and then to show you all the different sources of data that you can connect to, you can connect on more, and you see you have everything from a text file or flat files to different databases from IBM, SQL, MySQL, to all the different cloud services such as Microsoft Azure, HD Insight. You can connect to Hadoop files, Active Directory, and also different SaaS applications such as Facebook, SAP, Salesforce, GitHub, MailChimp. So you have a very big range of data sources that you can connect to. And to connect to a data source, just show you one. If, for example, if you want to connect to Excel, you just click on Excel. You find the Excel file that you want to connect to. And then it shows you all the different tabs that you have within that Excel file. You have the capability of look at what you need, and then if you need to, you can select that and then load that database. I already load some of the database data sets here, so I'm not going to reload them, and I'm just going to the next step. After you load all your data, they come here. They shows as different tabs on the right-hand side, different tables. So these are all the different data sources that I have pulled in for this demo. I have data coming from SQL servers to Excel file, and you're also able to create a table. If you need a join table, something, you can even have the capability of create it here right in Power BI. After you're bringing all the data into Power BI, the next step that you need to do is to define your model. So this is basically a data model. You can define all the relationship between different tables. Right now I have an accounts table, which has a relationship with my revenue through account ID. I can click on this relationship, and you can see how there's a relationship between account and the account ID. And if I want to change it, I can click here and choose a different table. So that's how I create all the different relationship between my tables. One thing I want to mention for Power BI, which is It wasn't there at the beginning of Power BI. It was available in Power View for Excel file. It's called synonyms. And synonyms, what it does, it gives you the capability of defining different defining synonyms for a specific column. For example, let's say my account, I have an account name, I have a revenue, I can also call it sales. This will be helpful when we're using the Q&A capability of Power BI to ask a question from Power BI in order to get the answer in a chart format. So that's where you can define your synonyms. So now after I'm done with all my data connection, now the fun part starts to create reports. I already created some reports, a report that we're actually using in our company. I'm gonna walk you through it. And as we walk through, I will highlight different functionality that Power BI has. And also at the end, I can show you how easy it is to create more. This is the Power BI that I create on my desktop. Right now, I'm the only one who can see it. In order to be able to share this Power BI, I just click on the publish button, and then I ask me, do you want to publish the Power BI to a desktop? And I say, yes, I already published it. To save time, I won't do it. But then it will ask me for my credential for Power BI, and then it will connect me and publish this report to Power BI services. Now I switch to Power BI services. Here are Power BI service. As you can see, it's a web-based. Again, I have the same sort of a data set. So as soon as my Power BI I upload my Power BI, either I can just upload my data set. As you can see, this is my data set. It gives me a blank canvas. And if I create any reports already, it shows up under reports. So just show you how easy it is to create a report. I can click on a data set, and I have all the different sections to create a report here. So for example, I want to look at my account manager and their revenue, and I would like to see in a bar chart format. And if I want, maybe I can switch it to pie chart. You can see how easy and quickly I can create this visualization. And the new feature that is part of Power BI 2.0 and wasn't available in Power View in Excel is now I can actually change all the coloring. So right now you see all the different user has a color assigned to it. Maybe for myself, I want to change it to reddish color, and for Brandon, I want to make it yellow. So you can see you have all these options to change the theme and look and feel and make it align with your own organization look and feel. So, and then you can see all the different visualization here. There are some visualization that comes out of the box with Power BI, and also there are some visualization available on Power BI Visuals Gallery. You can go to powerbi.com/visuals and download them. And when you download the file, all you need to do is just to import a custom visual, and it will show up here and you can consume it. Moreover, you have the capability to create your own visualization if there's a specific thing that you need. Microsoft provide all the SDKs and files for you to create this. Here, for example, there are a couple of visualization I have here, which are not out of the box and are custom visualization. And as I'm going through the presentation, I will point them out. Now that I show you how you can create a visualization, let me walk you through the reports to highlight I don't want to save this, to highlight the capabilities of Power BI and then power of these agile BI application. In this scenario, we have a sales dashboard. This is what we're using in our company. It's the first tab shows a sales dashboard, basically all of our account manager, how much they're producing, revenue-wise. If I hover over a section, I can see what's the revenue coming from this specific user. And then I also have revenue per industries. So the cool thing about Power BI is all these visualizations are connected to each other. So if I click on a filter one of the visualization, all the visualization gets filtered accordingly. So for example, right now I'm looking at Mocon. I see his picture. I see how much his revenue is bringing. His target was 12 million. He's actually bringing more, so that's a good thing. And I'll see, as far as revenue by industry, what percentage of each industry's revenue he's bringing in. I can have the option of focus on this and see more results. One of the new features that Power BI is introduced is drill down. I can drill down per category, or I can drill down on date. So here I have my industries, and also I define under each industry, I have defined our client. So I can click on this section and drill down, and as you can see, it drilled down to every single client that we have. And of course, highlighted section is what Mo is working with. Or I can click on this right-hand side drill down and just focus on information technology. These are only the information technologies client. So this drill down option is something new that Power BI has introduced, and it could provide a lot of good. You can create a more useful reports. One other thing I want to show you is you always have the option of explore the data on the back end. So every time you click on a visualization, you can click on the see data, and you can see the underlying data that has produced this report. To kind of make sense out of this demo, I'm going to run you by a quick scenario. In this case, we were trying to figure out how's our salespeople doing. Specifically, we were focusing on Fazan. We saw that he's not meeting his goal. So we were trying to figure out what exactly going on. Let me focus back, bring it to the industry section. And we see that he's mainly focusing on healthcare and medical and information technology. Also, we wanted to see how the sales is going, and this is a scatter plot with a play axis, which also very cool features, as I can see how his sales been doing for the past year. I can even click on it. Let me filter it first based on Fazan. So another filter option I have here, I can click on account manager, just look at Fazan, and I can see that his sales been going up. Somewhere around September, October, his sales went down. And I know that he's mainly focusing on information technology, and healthcare. So if I click on healthcare, and then again filter based on Fazan, I see that he has mainly three clients: ABC, Diagnostic, and Valley Health. Now going to a little bit more on the sales dashboard, and just to highlight some of the features. There is right now Microsoft has introduced a matrix format for the reports, which, for example, here I can see all of my states, all the city belonging to states, and how much revenue is coming per states per account manager. I'm able to change the format of this. So just show you some of the features. I can click on this visualization. I can go to color pane, and there's a matrix style here. That's something new. This is a minimal format. I can change it to bold header, or I can change flashy rows. So these are some of the new updates that Microsoft have. You have more capability of playing around with the matrix. The second one I want to point out is what is called analytics pane. So I can see this is my revenue per quarter. Again, I can go down and see it per month, or drill up and see it per quarter. What is new for Power BI is analytics pane, which give me the capability to define different line for average line, median line. So if I want to do a constant line, I can add a constant, or I can remove it. Right now here I have a minimum, a mean line, a max line, and an average line. This is something new with Power BI, which you can add to your line charts and give you the capability to make more sense of the data. Here also to highlight, going back to my report, to highlight one of the other visualization. This is a date range visualization. It's actually a custom visualization. You can see right now I'm looking at the year. I can click here and then look at quarter one. And you can see all of my data is highlighted by quarter one. I can pull this and say, look at quarter one and quarter two. And even I can go down to the month, look at the first from January to November, or just look at October. So this is another cool features that Microsoft has, and some of the cool visualization that custom visualization that is provided in Visual Gallery. Now continuing with our demo. So as we're talking about, we look at the sales dashboard. Now the second dashboard we want to look at is our customers dashboard. We're looking at Faizan, and in Faizan we were mainly, because we know recently he has done a lot of work in healthcare, we're interested in healthcare, and we know most of his work is with ABC. So I click on ABC, I can see that the same drop happened in this account. So with the power of Power BI, with a couple of charts, quickly I was able to narrow where the issue is as far as why he cannot meet his sales number. And also this is another custom visualization, which is a globe visualization. I can zoom in and see a 3D view of where the sales coming from, and specifically for ABC, it's mainly coming from Irvine. So if I remove the filter, anywhere you click, the filter goes away. And even if I remove the filter on the industry, I can see more cities and more locations. Now after narrowing that to the specific client, we have another dashboard called operation dashboards. Again, this is a dashboard that shows all of our clients, all the resources working on those clients, and the billability of those resources. So I know I'm looking at ABC Industries. Now when I click on ABC Industries, here I only have ABC Industry project. And very quickly I can see a big issue here. I have few projects that they are unbillable hours, and two of them, one of them the unbillable and billable is almost the same, and the other one the unbillability is actually more. So if I click on this project, I can see that they are people working on it, but their realization is very low. So they're not actually being realized at all on this project. So very quickly, I was able to narrow down the issue and find out that the issue is not with the salesperson, but actually with the billability and then operation and delivery team, and this resource and not being able to deliver. Also, I can take it one level, look at a specific resource with all the project. As I can see, this resource unbelievably being very high. So it helps us to go talk to that resource, to the manager of that resource, and figure out why this resource is not billable. So that was a live, actual scenario, a business scenario that we are using Power BI for. And to summarize, we were able to bring data from our SQL database that has all this timesheet and then project data. We were able to bring data from our CRM that has our project information, and we were able to bring information from our website, the actual pictures that you saw, and then creating a couple of staging tables and a couple of Excel tabs and be able to create these reports. Now, the next level of a Power BI is actually a dashboard. To create a dashboard, I have two options. Either I can pin a live page, that means I can pin the entire report to a dashboard, or I can select a specific visualization. I create a new dashboard, I call it Power BI demo dashboard. I pin that. I pin this, and let me see what else I have. I pin this one. I pin this one. So you can pin different visualization, and now you can see on the dashboard this visualization has been created. All it does is, as you can see, I can pin visualization from different dashboards. And when I come here, it gives me a general idea of what's going on. So it's good for a C-level who see a high level, and if they click on any of the visualization, it takes them back to the original report. One other cool features for Power BI is, this is another visualization I created, is ask question about your data. So if you go to your dashboard, you can start typing question, revenue. As you can see, as I type, it starts creating chart for me per industry, per sales manager. And right now it's giving me a revenue per account manager. I can change my question per account manager. As you can see, give me a table format per industry. And as you type, this is a Q&A feature that gives you answer a lot of questions that you have. And this feature has been in Power BI and Power BU for a long time. What is cool, what is interesting right now is you could actually use your Cortana Analytics on your Windows 10 and connect to this visualization. So if I click on the window chart on my Cortana and I start typing, it shows me that what you're asking, there is some Power BI dashboard for it. So I can click on it, and what it does is connecting to Power BI and actually bring me some reports. So if I, for account manager, again, I click, and it's loading it, so it connects to the Power BI service and pulling the data for me. Um, while it's working on that, to do this, you need to enable for a specific data set, for example, this data set, you need to first make it Cortana enabled. And after you do Cortana enable, you also need to add the ID for Power BI to your Windows account. And then also to see a better format of a report, you can create Cortana specific format. For example, here I create a Cortana sample. So in this way, my report shows better in the Cortana screen. And to show you how you do that, when you create a report under, sorry, okay. Let me create a report. So let's drop account manager. Let's drop sum of revenue. And page information, actually page size. You have all these different size. So one of the options is Cortana. So when I click on Cortana, whatever report I'm creating and saving it, it's saved in specifically for Cortana analytics and for the Cortana pop-up in your Windows account. One last thing I like to show you is what is called roles. So Microsoft introduced a while back something called manage roles. So it gives you the option basically for, it's a role level security features. So what I can do is I can define different roles. So right now I have a technology roles, which I define that for this, whomever is coming and whose role is technology, they only should see whatever data that the industry is in information technology. And the way you consume it, so you define this role in your Power BI desktop, then you upload your report and data set to Power BI services, which is this one. When you upload it here, you go to security section for this specific data set. I don't want to save this. And then here I see all of my role level security. In this case, and then you assign a specific person within your organization, so it cannot be outside your organization. So I can, for example, type Brandon, and then it shows me Brandon account, and then I can assign Brandon and then add. For these demo purposes, I have an account Power BI. So let me quickly log into your account through a different browser and show you what would be the experience. And of course, before doing that, I have shared, I have shared a specific, not this, I have shared this dashboard with these users. So, okay, so this is the other user. Actually, let me still log in as me. Let me log in as the other user. I guess I need to use a different browser. So I will log in as Power BI. So here I can see the report that I've been shared with this user, and as you can see, this user only can see information technology and not any other industry. If you remember, this report has all the different revenue from industry, and this one only shows information and technology. So this is a way that you can manage row-level security in your dashboard and then making sure that the right people see the right data. At this point, I showed most of the items or section that I wanted to cover in this demo. So I will open it for questions. And do we have any questions already? Okay, thank you. So there's a question: what other integration to Office 365 other than SharePoint? I believe the question is what other integration Power BI has with Office 365. One thing I didn't cover this demo, and that's a great question, is Power BI basically take advantage of what is called groups, Outlook groups, Office 365 groups. So if you notice here, all the reports that I created here, it's under my workspace. But I actually able to create different group workspace. And through those workspace, anytime I create a new group workspace, a new Office 365 group is created. And what does that mean? Any Office 365 group gets its own email address, gets its own OneDrive, gets its own Power BI section, and gets its own calendar. So these are all the different Office 365 groups that I have. For example, we have a billing, and then whomever is part of this group, depending if they have the admin right or a view right, are able to create reports. If they change the data set, it gets affected everywhere. They can change the reports. And I can control from here, I can edit the group, and I can see all the different members who are part of these groups and what type of access they have. Also, to let you know how you can share a Power BI report or dashboard with different users, there are 4 ways you can share it. You could either create a group such as this, that all the different users have, the admin one have the same access, so to the data set, report, and dashboard. You could share it. If I go back to my workspace, you could share it by this share button and basically identify what type of access they get, view access, or you can stop the access. But when you share it this way, they're just getting a read-only version. And you could actually invite external users, not users part of your organization, through this method. Just be aware, it doesn't work with the personal emails such as Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook. It has to be an organization or company email. The other option is you can create a content pack. And content pack, what content pack is basically you uploading your data set to content pack library, and everyone from your organization, if you make that content pack public, can come and consume those data and reports. But they never can change the original data sets and report, but they can create their own copy of it. And to show you, if you click on get data and then you see content pack libraries, there are some services on my organization. When you upload your content pack to your organization, it gets saved here, and you can go here and see if there is any content pack that you can consume. How do we calculate like percentage? I'm assuming this is related to, by the like, do we mean the social media like, or just a percentage? If it's a social media, you could actually connect to the social media information. You could basically, to do that, you need to use different Azure services. So basically your sources of data is changed. A good way to connect to it, for example, Twitter or Facebook, is to define Azure hub and then stream analysis and consume those data. If you stream analysis, if you want to consume the data live. And as the data live comes, you can make the Power BI the consumer, and you can see all the tweets and likes that coming actually live, or save them in the database like Azure storage, and then consume the data in that way. I hope I answered your question. If the question was regarding something else, please let us know. Oh, are you wanted to do some calculation? Okay, got it. To do any type of calculation in your data source, let me go back to Power BI desktop. On your data set, for example, I'm looking at my account. You have the capability of either define measures or define new columns. Let me show you one of my data sets that actually has. So if you can look at my revenue, everything with this calculation sign next to it is a measure. So I have an option to define a new measure or a new column. And in both cases, the column shows up here in my data, and new measure is just going to be a measure. And then when I click on a new measure, I can define the calculation using what is called DAX. It's Power BI language, very similar to Excel function. I can just type in, maybe this is a sum of and it shows everything I have, sum of my revenue within my account, and then enter. So the measure, as you can see, shows up here. Or I can create a new column and call it, this column is, I think there's a percentage function. Or I can just say revenue divided by actually this is treated as a text, but I have to change it to data. But you get the idea, so you can have a different column or measure to define this. There was another question, if you can connect to Power BI to SAP. As far as SAP, let me show you what option you have. So I think right now you have Business Warehouse Server and you have SAP HANA Database. I believe you were asking to Business Warehouse. So yes, you can connect to it. Then can we perform report to report drill down? Right now you cannot drill down from a report to another. The only drill down that you can do is what I showed you. When you have hierarchies in date or categories, you can drill down based on that. You cannot drill down from a visualization that drills you down to a report. Any other question? I think there is no other questions. So I hope this was helpful. I tried to cover, within this short time, cover as much as I could and give you guys an idea from what Power BI is, how to use it, and some of their new features. To close down, please contact us if you have any questions. You can contact us info@acceleration.com, or you have my information here. You can contact us at info.acceleration, or my email address is my first initial, last name @acceleration.com if you have any questions. We can even do in-person demo. We offer in-person demo. If you are interested, we can come in your organization and then walk you through different features and do a day with Power BI and drill down more in different features and functionalities and answer any question that you have in person. With that, if you don't have any other questions, thank you very much for your time. I hope you find this helpful, and please contact us if you need any help or if you have any questions. Have a good day. Bye.